Hey everyone, and welcome to my craft room. My name's Julianne Richards and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in southern Tasmania. Just bear with me for a minute. I'm going to check that everything is coming out where I want it to come. I think I've got this business worked out with the going to. Oh, it's going there. That's good. That's good. Business. Oh, excellent. I seem to be streaming to my Facebook group, which is really important to me because you guys really, really matter. Hopefully I'm also going to other places as well. So please let me know where you are watching me from, and and hopefully we can get to all three places all at once. Can't seem to get my chats to work though, so that's okay, but I can't see any chats, so just pop something in the comments and I will come to you when the stream is finished. Maybe I have given up the possibility of going to seeing the chats without the here we go. I can see a few here. Hope you're on, and you're on in YouTube, so that's a good sign, and I know that it's working on the Facebook group. So yeah, so hopefully we're going to all three places today, which is awesome. Excellent. Okay, today, as I mentioned a few days ago, the next few weeks videos are going to be a mix of old and new. New stuff that's coming up in the new catalogue, and older stuff that's retiring, and maybe even a little bit of pieces now and then of stuff that's old but still continuing. I know I've got the wrong, there you go, so many things to remember. I've got the wrong title on this video, but that's okay, we'll plough on. Wrong title never hurt anyone. Today I'm going to look at one of my favourites, is the Sweet Citrus Bundle. It's my favourite, I think, because there's the dies and the stamps, and there is also a great hybrid embossing folder. And if you don't know, haven't seen a hybrid embossing folder before, this is what it actually looks like. Here we go. It's actually got it's the sweet citrus, obviously, so it's got a lemon or citrus theme, and the embossing folder has the images there. And you might notice that the three main images in this, or four main images in the centre here, correspond with the four main images from the stamp set and also from the dies. So what you can do is stamp with the stamp, and we'll do it today, stamp with the stamps, then cut and emboss with the dies and the embossing folder at the same time. So hopefully that's all going to work out. I don't know if I'm getting a bit laggy in things, please let me know. As I say, I'm going to try. This is all new for me at the moment, and it may not work, so we'll just call it a bit of an experiment today. You'd think after doing videos for so many years I have it all worked out, but then Facebook goes and throws me a curveball as far as streaming to groups, and I have to at least pop that bit all over again. It's just not fair that they change things when things were working so well. Anyway, okay, so let's get on with some work. I'll show you what we're going to craft today, and I am going to sound a bit of an amateur over the next little while I get these things all sorted out, so please forgive me. I will get back to my normal self eventually. So we're making this cute little tea bag holder. I suppose it sounds very unsophisticated when you say it that way, but as you can see, I'm using the lemons on the front. I've got it tied with some cute little gingham ribbon. So everything here, except for the cardstock and the ink, everything's actually retiring. The paper that I've used behind is the Be My Valentine, and that's retiring. The lemons, as I mentioned, is retiring. The ribbon is retiring. Yeah, so, and my wonderful favourite bling is also retiring. So you open this baby up, you've got a little triangle pocket there, and then you can pop a couple of tea bags in and put a little sentiment on the side. So I thought with the lemon theme, lemon and ginger tea, that's very good for somebody who's not feeling very well. So you would be sending them a big squeeze. But as I say, something just as good for a quick Mother's Day present, or just thinking of you, whatever. I do have another version which I've used the wonderful Latte Love bundle on, and I'll show you that one when we finish, just to show you something in the same sort of thing in a current product. Okay, so it is disturbing me that my iPad on my right hand side is very laggy. So please reach out on Facebook if you are experiencing that lag. I have got my, let's just check I've got the right, yeah, I've got the right internet happening. So we'll see how it goes. It might just be my iPad, it's getting on a bit now. Okay, so let's get started, enough mucking around. So to make this little guy, I'm going to make, this is a 3.5 by 3.5 inch. Let's have a look, 3.5 by 3.5, yep, 3.5 by 3.5, and it ends up big enough to pop 2 tea bags in there. So 3.5 by 3.5. So what I've actually got here is crushed curry cardstock. Try saying that fast. Crushed curry cardstock. It's 3.5 high, and then it's 3 lots of 3.5 long. So 3.5, 7, 10.5. So it's 10.5 inches long, and it's been scored at, as I say, 3.5 and 7. So that's the basics of our little tea bag holder. To make the little pocket for the tea bags to actually sit in, I'm going to grab my trimmer, pop these little guys away, and then just basically trim with the trimmer from the top score down to the bottom corner, and that will make the little holder there. You can see we've now flipped that over. You've got your little pocket to pop your tea bags in. We'll pop that aside. So really all you need to do to seal that closed is grab some double-sided tape or glue. I'll use double-sided tape because it's immediate and it's not going to go everywhere, which my glue tends to. This is the 6mm double-sided tape. If you have the really skinny one, like the 3mm, that might be a better prospect. So see how you go there. There you go. So I'm actually cutting that so that it follows the line of that corner, just so that it sticks all the way along rather than breaking it off before the corner. So there's our little pocket there. Okay, so let's get to the fun bit and decorate this baby. Okay, so I've got some layers of basic black. Thankfully that's not retiring. I think they're basic black, but now I look at them, they look a bit early espresso, but that's okay. Whatever it is, black, and they are 3 1/4 square. So I've got one for the front and I've got one for the inside. So let's pop those in. We haven't got as far as doing any stamping or die cutting yet, but we will, I promise. Okay, so we've got that on the front. And one for the inside as well. And I'm going to have to add, before I get too carried away, I'm going to have to add the ribbon, or else this baby's not going to close up. There's the inside. So I'm going to add the gingham ribbon, which I know I've got here somewhere. As I say, this beautiful white and black and white gingham ribbon is actually retiring. So if you love it like I do, grab some. Okay, so I'm going to pop the ribbon around the outside so it can actually close up. I'm going to just pop some double-sided tape again along the centre back. This is just to hold the ribbon in place. Wrap it round and take it through to the centre front. Ideally, I think I probably should have put this under the black cardstock, but that's all right. It's already there. I get carried away worrying about technology and forget that I'm actually supposed to be making a card. Need quite a lot of ribbon because you need to bring it all the way around and then tie it in a bow. So I'm going to give myself whatever that is. Might have to trim it down a bit, but that's what I'm giving myself. What's that? 13. It's probably about 20 inches there. Find halfway spot roughly and pop that around. There and there. So now I've got that in, I can continue decorating the front. That's just going to tie in a little bow there when you've got everything inside. So we'll just leave that in there at the moment. Okay, for the front, I have, as I mentioned, some of the Be Mine Designer Series paper, which has gone for a little wander. So that's going to sit on the front, like so. I might glue that down now. As I say, if you're watching on my card making group, Card Making Australia and more, if you're finding it really laggy, could you let me know? Because I have this is the thing that I'm trying to settle down to work out now that Facebook have changed things on me. And it might be that the way I've worked out how to do it's not going to work. So we may need to come up with a plan B. Well, actually, it'd be more like a plan C, D or E, but I'm not quite sure. Anyway, if it is laggy, like it looks like it is on my iPad, please let me know. Okay, so I've got a piece of white here. I should probably give you some measurements. Anyway, the black behind there, the whole thing is 3.5. The black behind there is 3.25 square. The paper is therefore 3 inches square. And this little piece of white is also 3 inches square. And that's going to go on the front for our stamping and message. Okay, and then I've just taken another 3-inch square piece of the Designer Series paper and just cut it diagonally from corner to corner, and that gives you a piece exactly the right size and shape to pop there on the left-hand side on our little pocket. So 3 inches square, just cut it straight down the centre diagonally, and you've got the right shape there. Okay, so as you can see now, we can, once we've got our everything in, you can just basically take your little ribbon, tie it off, and you've got a cute little tea bag holder. But let's don't go anywhere. There's more. We're going to decorate it with our sweet citrus, which is, after all, the reason that we're here. Okay, so I'm going to grab a scrap of white. This is going to be for my stamping. Going to grab the stamp set, Sweet Citrus. I think somebody might tell me, but I think there's the whole bundle, the stamp set, the dies and the embossing folder are all going to be 50% off from the 9th of October, which is the start of our last chance sale. So grab one. If you like what you see, please jump on and grab one. I don't think I'm going to be selling mine. I think I'm going to keep it because I do love it so much, even just for little stuff like this. Okay, so I've got 3 colours here. I've got Daffodil Delight, which is sort of a lighter yellow. I've got the Crushed Curry, which is the same size as our card base. And I'm going to do some leaves in Granny Apple Green. So that's the 3 colours I'm going to use. So first of all, as I mentioned with this hybrid setup, you stamp your images. So that's what I'm going to do first of all. And I think I've got a little bit too much cardstock. The middle of my... Oh, yellow ink everywhere. The middle of my yellow lemons, I'm going to make Daffodil Delight. Here we are. And you notice you get the 3 lemons and they're already in the right shape to fit into the the hybrid folder and die set. Get rid of that one. Then we're going to pop in the peels. Put that back in there. Pop back, and we're going to use the peel. So this is the sort of darker yellow. This is what I'm going to use my, don't lose that. I'm going to use my Crushed Curry for. Now try and be careful to pop this baby onto your block in its natural shape because it needs to fit around these. So don't distort it in any way if you can get away with it. And this is where we introduce our 4th whole lemon there, you can see. So orient it so that those little lemon insides line up with the lemon outsides as much as you can. Did that one go off the edge? Oh no, it didn't. And there you go. So you have our 4 little pieces of lemon there. While we're at it, I will also stamp a couple of leaves in my Granny Apple Green. Oh, and some flowers as well. Granny Apple Green. Notice this yesterday, it's a little bit dry, it needs re-inking. There we go. So that's our 2 sets of leaves with Granny Apple Green. And I forgot to mention I was going to use Flirty Flamingo for a couple of sets of little flowers. So it's like it has a lemon blossom stamp as well, so which is cute. Been a busy morning. I was going to be very late coming on. I was busy working out. I joined a card making group recently, an Australian card making group, and they do a random act of kindness, which I've signed up for. You send just an envelope, a small envelope of just pretty things to another member of the group who's also signed up. And I thought, what a great idea. So I've actually started one, thanks to the kind people at this original group. I've started one in my own group. So if you're in my card making group and you see the post about the random acts of kindness list, it's filling up really nicely. I'm so grateful to everyone who's already signed up. It's going to be so much fun and so lovely for people, especially these days, to get some sort of something pretty in the mail randomly from a stranger. Hey, can't be any better. Okay, so I'll die cut those in a minute. Let's do the exciting bit with the dies and the embossing folder. So the die here, as I mentioned, it has all 4 of them, the images on the same die, and they correspond. If you open this baby up, they correspond, if you get the right orientation, which I always struggle with there. They correspond with the images on the embossing folder. And with many of our embossing folders, it doesn't click as such, but it falls into the groove. And if you move it around, you know when you've got it in the right spot. So then what we need to do, and hopefully I find it easier to hold it that way, bring the images in and just sort of slide them around until they're in the right spot. Which means in this case I've got too much cardstock at the top. Again, I can feel when I've clicked it into the right spot, which is not there, which must be here somewhere. There we go. I can feel it's not going to stay without my hand being there, but I can feel that it's in the right groove. Bring in the cardstock, move that around till it's also lining up. I know this might seem like a lot of hassle, but it's worth it. Okay, so that's everything lined up in the right spot. I'm going to hold that very, very firmly. Just get rid of that bit of excess. A lot of waste here today. Grab my cut and emboss machine. Bear with me, I'll be back. And pop this through, and I've held that really, really firmly, so hopefully it's not going to go anywhere. And pop that through. And Stampin' Up have a few hybrid embossing folders like this one, and they're all really very handy. As I say, no embossing, no die cutting and then embossing. You just do it all in one step. And the rest of the embossing folder is really cute, so you can actually use it without the dies and just produce these really cute little images as well. So yeah, definitely one to consider if you haven't got it in the stash already. So there's that bit. So, oh, I should keep it. While I've got the cut and emboss machine out, I will die cut the little, where are we here? Swap my plates and, oh, apologies, everything just went crashing down. I hope it didn't deafen you. Maybe shouldn't do so many technical things in the craft room. We'll die cut these little flowers and leaves too. Nearly deafened myself then. Good thing with this die is that it has 2 of the leaves, so 2 dies of the leaves, so you can get 2 leaves in one pass. That's pretty special. And if I had wanted to, there's actually 2 of this little flower as well, but I've only done 1, so there we are. So we can just do all them all in one pass as well. But there are, as I say, there's 2 if I wanted 6 flowers, and there's also 2 of this little single flower as well. So no sort of multiple passes through the machine. You can do it all in one. Okay, so there we go. There we are, we have our leaves, and I'll try not to drop everything as I get rid of it. I think Stephen's just come into the room to see what all the clatter is about. I hope everyone had a nice Good Friday yesterday, or wherever you're watching from. And if you celebrate Easter, whatever way you celebrate it, if it's just a time with family or it's something a bit more significant, however you do it, I hope it was lovely. Okay, so here we have all our little die cuts and embossed pieces as well. So we can bring our little holder back in, wherever that got to. Okay, so make sure I do it the same as my original. What we're going to do is get the big round lemon, pop that there, then the little half squeezed lemon there. I'll bring in the full tiny little lemon just to cover that gap. So that's how the front's going to be with a couple of flowers and leaves. So we can do that first. So I'll glue this full lemon down. Now I'm not actually putting a sentiment on the front. It's not quite big enough, I don't think, for a sentiment. And because I've popped it inside, I didn't think it needed too many. This is one going together for someone who probably needs a little lemony pickup. So if they're not well or whatever. Then I'll pop that little full lemon on some dimensionals. It makes lovely cards as well. I know I used it a while ago to make a little sticky note holder, which I still use in the craft room quite a lot. I mean, there are beautiful cards out there if you have a bit of a look on Pinterest and Instagram. Really, really nice. Okay, so I'm going to pop a couple of the little leaves in. Everything's better with some greenery. I do have some leftovers which I'll pop inside the holder. Go in under there. Just to put the glue right up to the edge of that. Usually I leave a little bit for my leaves and things to go, but I didn't. That's all right, I'll put it somewhere else. Maybe in behind here. Don't like that. Maybe up here. There we are. Okay, and a couple of little flowers. I'm going to pop those on dimensionals as well. Down here. And a little one with a little dimensional. There. Okay, I'll trim that ribbon. That ribbon's really long. Yeah. So I've got a little lemon and a little flower left over. I'll open it up and pop those inside and do our central sentiment. I'm going to do the sentiment just in black because it sort of goes with the black trim that we've got. Sending you a big squeeze. I'll make that for this as well. I think that's quite nice for if someone needs a hug, a lemony hug. Okay, I'll pop these in first, just a little piece of extra lemon. And the flower. And our sentiment. There we are. Sending you a big squeeze. There we go. Now that one, I've got to put some bling in on the front, but I'll transfer one of our little tea bags. So there's my little lemon and ginger tea bag that can sit in the centre there. There we are. To our ribbon. And there we are. And I'm going to add some bling. As I say, these are my beautiful iridescent gems, which I'm sad to say are retiring, but it's a good chance to stock up because they are on sale from the 9th of April. I think they're down to less than $20, or less than $10 Australian a pack. So I think it's 30% off they are. So definitely worth stocking up if you use them as much as I do. Especially for classes and things. I often just send a big strip of them to the class recipients so they can use it on their kits. Okay, so there is our lemon tea bag holder done. It looks like that on the inside with our little strip of paper on the inside there as well. So that's using the, as I mentioned, the Sweet Citrus stamp set and hybrid embossing folder. So hybrid being that it fits in with the dies as well. So as I say, one of my favourites probably will go into my Keep Forever pile, I should think, because I do like to whip it out every now and then. It's got some lovely sentiments there as well. And as I say, from the 9th of April, I believe this one is half price with that and the dies and the embossing folder. So it becomes a lovely value for money prospect as well. As I said before, that's my tea version. I thought I'd do a coffee version with our a Latte Love suite. And I'll just show you that one because I won't make it again because it's the same method. Yep, so here I've got the, now what is it? A Latte Love Designer Series paper. What do they call it, these names? I wish they'd just call them all the same thing. Designer Series paper here on the front. The colours are Early Espresso and Lost Lagoon. Paper on the front, sentiment there from the sentiment box, from the die set, from the stamp set. And I've used the dies to create that cute little coffee pot there. So that's in the die set. You've got a couple of cute little coffee pots, and this is a plunger one, which I think was really, really cute. New colour. This is exciting. We actually have a new colour being introduced in the next catalogue. It's beige, and I know that doesn't sound too exciting, but it's a lovely, lovely colour. This is the ribbon. This is our beige ribbon. So that's, you can get some sort of feel for the colour there. So it's like for those times when you want to use vanilla, but you want it to be a brownier vanilla, if that makes sense. And this is the stamp, the die pad, the ink pad, so you can see there the colour as well. So that's our new colour. It's like we have our black and our very vanilla and our white. It's like another staple colour, so it's been added to the catalogue in that sort of range. But the ribbon is lovely, and this hemmed ribbon that we've got. So I'd grab one of those, those coffee bag things. I'd grab one of those and pop that in there. And that little sentiment from the stamp says, this one's on me, which is perfect because you've given them a little coffee sachet. I made this one slightly higher. So I think I made that one 4 inches high because I know that even though I couldn't find one in my cupboard, I know that the coffee satchels are taller than tea bags. So I made this one 4 inches tall. So the good thing with this design is that you can basically tailor it to whatever size you wanted to give. If you were giving I don't know, if you're giving a chocolate with it, you could tailor it to that as well. Or if you were giving a gift card, you could tailor the size also. All you really have to remember is that the width of the cardstock is basically 3 times the width of the item, of the finished article there. So, okay, so hopefully you like both of those, my little tea bag, coffee bag givers. And again, if the lagginess on the Facebook group is annoying, please let me know, because it's as I say, I'm still trying to bed down the new method of streaming under the new Facebook rules. Sometimes it just makes you want to give up the way they change things. But anyway, it's all good. We'll move forward. Okay, so thanks for joining me. As I say, that Sweet Citrus is on sale from the 9th of April with a whole range of things that are up to 60% off. I've been featuring something every day on my Facebook page. So if you see anything that appeals, please reach out and I can help you order, or you just go and order online. But thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Easter break if you're somewhere where celebrates that. And I will catch you all again next